Today is 3rd March, and this is a free trial class of the RDI Elimination Techniques course for 2024. This class is actually a part of the paid short course, and that course is for 6 hours. This class is one of those 6 hours. So this class is expected to be around, say, 1.5 hours. And ideally, this was a part of the paid course, but just to give you an introduction to the course, how it is, so that you can judge the effectiveness of this course for your preparation. I'm taking it free of cost. Once this class is over, the remaining 5 hours of the short course will be conducted for those who buy the course, and the details of the purchase I'll tell at the end of this class. Right, guys, so the first thing that we have to note is the elimination techniques, what you should expect from the elimination techniques. Overall, we have seen that in prelims, usually most of the questions, 60 to 70 questions, that is, require some form of understanding of the exam, logical thinking. That is, pure knowledge is not going to help us in solving those 60 to 70 questions. Sometimes we'll need some basic knowledge plus something extra, or in some questions, it will be completely 100% that extra thing, right? So the amount of that extra understanding and logical thinking that will need in different questions could vary from, more than zero, like 0% extra is the standard fact. The questions which can be completely solved via knowledge, those will be around 25 to 30 odd questions for any general normal aspirant. By normal aspirant, I mean somebody who has prepared for 1 year diligently for this exam and does not have a lot of experience of PYQs or has given multiple attempts, just a beginner, first attempter, 21-year-old student, 1 year diligent preparation. This is a normal aspirant that we talk about here. So we will look at the exam from the perspective of this normal first time attempter, because the exam gives you a wide range from 21 years to 32 years, from 1 attempt, 0 attempts to 6 attempts, for the general category, and then the other categories we have. There's a very wide variation in the kind of aspirants that we can have, but this exam should ideally perform equally well, that is equally difficult or equally easy, whatever, for the first timer also and for the last timer also, right? That should be the objective. Like, it should be a level playing field. Give me a thumbs up if you agree with this. It should be a level playing field for the first timer as well as the last timer. Nobody should have too much of a extra advantage, right? So yes, so this is the foundation of our thinking. This is the root of our thinking. Now, because the first time student will have many problems in this exam, and certainly there will be many questions, 60 to 70% of the questions will be such that this student cannot solve purely out of knowledge. So something extra is needed. What is that extra? Why has UPSC asked those questions? In what way? Why has UPSC asked those questions in the way it has asked those questions? This research is what our course is all about, right? So and this is the reason why the full course actually runs across many months, but the short course is for 6 hours for those who wish to take only the short course. So the beginning is level playing field. Just keep this in mind. UPSC through all questions will try to have a level playing field. Nobody should have an unfair advantage in that's okay, Samakshi. Nobody should have an unfair advantage in any question, right? Now, before going into the theory of elimination and all of that, let's just do a fun exercise, okay? I'll share a few questions. I want you to go through those questions and give me your assessment. Okay, this is not a test. This is not even the course, actually. I just want you to look at those statements and tell me what you feel about the correctness of those statements. You don't have to look at those statements from exam perspective. Don't assume that they are coming in exam, but just generally. assume that you are telling that statement to somebody, or somebody, your friend or someone is telling that statement to you, and what would be your assessment of those statements? Did you understand the instructions? Give me a thumbs up if yes. Right? Okay. All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you. So I'll share the first statement. I'm sharing it in the free elimination techniques group. This is the first statement. I'll read it out. Chadar trek is in Ladakh. Full stop. Chadar trek is in Ladakh. So we're talking about some unknown random trek. Your friend probably is telling you the statement that so and so trek is there in Ladakh. Bas, baat khatam. Itna hi. Okay. Give me a raised hand who wants to tell me whether this is a true or a false statement. Okay, let me just ask everyone. How many of you feel it's a true statement? Give me the thumbs up emoji from your emoji buttons. Thumbs up emoji, use that to tell me who feel it is a true statement. Give me a thumbs up emoji. And give me the face emoji. You can see it on the top left corner of my window, this face emoji. Use when you want to say no. So I'm asking this question again. Who feel this is a false statement, give me this emoji, face emoji. And who feel it's a true statement, give me a thumbs up. Once again, please. Okay. So Anmol and Nick felt it's a false statement, and I'm assuming the others are saying it's a true statement. Okay, Anmol, can you tell me why is it a false statement? You'll have to open your mic, Anmol. Can you speak? Anmol? It is looking deep fact. Why are you using the deep fact which I use the term deep fact in our techniques? Just generally tell me. You can't speak, it seems. You can only message. I'll need somebody to speak to, be more efficient in this class. Nick, can you speak? You can't speak, Nick? Okay, so Nick is on road. So the people who feel it is false, they can't speak. Okay. See, the point is somebody is saying it is a specialist information. It is a deep fact. Tell me, why is it true? Let me come to why is it true. Arya said it is true. Arya, why do you feel it is true?
I didn't say it is true. I was just confused, but I feel it is wrong.
Oh, you feel it is wrong. Okay. Okay, great. Why do you feel it is wrong?
Because if someone from Ladakh area, they will know that if it is in Ladakh, they will know that it is true.
Okay.
But we can't know every lake where it is situated, and it was not a famous one. We didn't see it in any news.
Yes.
So I think so. It will give an advantage to them who knows.
You are looking
that.
at no. Why will it give an advantage to them? Tell me something. Tell me something which you know but I don't know. Okay, let us do it this way. Something which you know but I don't know. It should be a statement of this level which I have made. Tell me your graduation.
I'm a chartered accountant.
You're a chartered accountant, right? Do I have any reason to say you are not a chartered accountant?
No.
If you tell me you are a chartered accountant, ideally, I don't know you. I've not seen you on television, or you are not a person who
Famous.
Is on television or something. So
Right.
I don't have any idea to judge whether you are a chartered accountant or not. I don't have any idea. Now you meet
Right.
me and you say, my name is Arya and I'm a chartered accountant. Should I believe this statement or not believe this statement?
You should believe.
I should believe. Why should I believe?
Because there is no reason for me to
Exactly.
say
Read this statement again.
something like-
Read this statement again.
Yeah. So that truck is in.
Chadar trek is in Ladakh. Now tell me your assessment once again. Is it true or
It
false?
should be true. It should be
Yes.
true.
Why should it be true?
Because it's unpopular thing. They don't need to say something wrong about it.
Yes. Yes. Simple baat hai na. If, like, how do we exist in life? We cannot know everything, right? We can't know everything. That's why chartered account, if I want help in accountancy, I'll come to you. If somebody wants help in elimination, you'll come to me. If somebody wants help with something else, they'll go to that professional, right? And we will believe those professionals because we don't have that expertise. We don't live life by this principle that what we don't know is wrong. We don't live life this way. How do we live life? That what we don't know is true unless proven false or unless we have a reason to believe it's incorrect. That is how we should live. We live, right? That is the way of practical living. So this is the first statement. Does everyone agree that it should be true because we don't know about it? It's an unpreparable random statement, and a formal statement doesn't have anything extra, like the tone of the statement also is formal and official type. So there is no point in saying it is false. By default, we should say it is true. Do you agree? Give me a thumbs up. If you don't agree, give me a face emoji. I'll come to you. Everyone will need to please give your response, then I'll move ahead. Okay, Rajkumar feels it is false. Can you give me your arguments, please, Raj? Why do you feel it is false? If you can open your mic and talk, it will be great.
Sir, could you explain once again clearly?
I said if some random fact is given to you, if that fact is unpreparable and it is random, and if you don't know it, we will normally, the default case will be that we'll take it as true. If we meet someone, we trust them, right? We give them the advantage that they are a good person. Yes or no? If we meet somebody, or do we look at them like he might be a murderer, this person might want to kill me? We don't look at the world like that, right? If it is a random official statement, unpreparable, unless you have a reason to believe that it's problematic, we will take it as true. That is the default way of living life.
Yes, yes.
So it should be a true statement, right?
Unless there is no reason.
Yes.
If,
So do you have a reason
default
to
statement
say
is true? We
it
will
is
believe
true?
true.
Yes. So do you agree it is true?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
No.
I'll share one more statement.
Okay.
All right, Raj, you only read the statement and tell me your assessment. Raj, I'll need you to read out the statement out loud, please.
Chadar trek is 105 km long.
Chadar trek is 105 kilometers long. Full stop. Tell me, what do you feel? True or false?
Sir, one thing, anything any person tell to in randomly a particular thing.
Yes.
First of all, we will 100% we does not blindly believe. Just
yes.
We will listen.
That's
Just,
okay.
I will tell to my perception.
Yes.
First of all, we will listen and form a belief on 50%. Then
Okay.
we will see in live. Then we will believe fully 100%. That
you
particular.
will check for incorrectness. or for correctness? What will you check for?
Again, once again, tell me.
I'm saying you said you will believe it only 50%. That means you're not mistrusting it or you are not trusting it. You are 50%, right?
Just observe.
Yes,
Just this fact is an observation.
Yes, so you are only hearing it. You are not making a conclusion about its correctness, right?
Yes, yes.
So you mean to say that you check every single random fact that you come across? Do you check that?
Not check, sir.
You don't check. Why don't you check?
But I have any of data regarding about that, then I believe full.
You see, the point is, again, it is coming back to the same point of not trusting what is being said. You are looking at this statement from the angle that it may be false, and you are giving more weightage to the may be false part, right? Yes or no?
Sir, any given random statement,
Yeah.
first of all, when we listen, we did not have any conclusion upon that.
Yeah.
This is my perception, sir.
Yes, that is okay. That is okay. But if you have to choose true or false, I'm forcing you to choose. What will you do?
If you have to force, then I will choose true.
Okay. Now tell me about this statement.
Chadar trek is 105 km long. We will believe, sir.
You will believe. So it is a true statement?
Yes.
Okay. I'm opening this question to everyone now. Whoever feels it is true, give me a thumbs up. Whoever feels it is false, give me the face emoji.
Sir, Chadar is a person.
No, it's a trek. Chadar trek is a trek. Like, you know, in mountains we trek, right?
Chadar is name of person.
Name of trek. We are talking about some trek, like trekking. We go to mountains for trekking, right?
Yes, yes.
That is the name of, that's some trek it is talking about. Okay, many of you have said it is false. Who can open their mics and share their objections? Raise your hand. Who can open their mics and share their objections? So Raj says it is true.
Yes, true.
Guys, unless you share what the reasons why you feel it is false, I'll not be able to, you know, explain. What to do? The one reason why you may feel it is false is some number is given. 105 may be wrong. But why? If it is a trek, certainly it is going to have some length. It will not be 0 meters, right? It is going to have some length. And unless you have a reason to believe that 105 is wrong, for which you need information, you'll take it as true. Okay, if your friend comes tomorrow and tells you, okay, there's a trek called Chadar trek in Ladakh, it's 105 kilometers long. Why will you say to him that, no, it's not 105, unless you know that it's not 105? You'll take it as true, right? That your friend might be telling the truth only. Give me a thumbs up if you agree and face emoji if you don't. Right? PD, Divya, okay, seems to be, most of you seem to be agreeing. Yes, it's true, unless you have a reason to believe it is false. I'll share one more statement, okay? Who wants to try it? Who wants to try this statement? Amisha, let us, you have it. Would you like to try it, Amisha? Yeah. Open your mic, please, and read it out and tell me your assessment.
Sir, I'm not able to see the statement.
Not able to see. Are you not in the free elimination techniques course channel, the group?
No, sir.
Please message me. Just a
Okay,
hi
sir.
on Telegram. I'll just send this, the link. Yeah. Okay. I'm sending this message to you through personal chat. Please join the channel. Acha, oh, nahi share kiya. Okay. Please read it out and tell me your
Trek is
assessment.
an extreme winter sports in India.
Yeah. Chadar trek is an extreme winter sport in India. Tell me, what do you feel? Is it true? Is it false?
So, in Ladakh, we know it's a cold desert, so winter and extreme, they might go along.
Okay.
So I think it might be a true statement, but again, there is a word extreme, so I
Okay.
have a doubt.
You have a doubt because of extreme. Okay, read the statement without extreme. Remove extreme and read it.
Okay, sir. Chadar trek is an winter sports in India. So yes, sir, because Ladakh we know as it is a cold desert and trekking in mountain in Ladakh we know snowfall is there, so that might be true.
So what
without
is the
extreme,
problem? Is the word extreme
yes,
changing the meaning of the statement when you put it versus when you don't put it? Is it changing the meaning of the statement?
yes, sir.
How is it
If we
changing?
the word extreme, then it might be there. Na, ki it mostly happen in when there is extreme of season.
Yeah.
But without extreme word के बिना if we go to winter season, there might be mild winter snowfall.
तो
जब हम
माइल्ड
जाते
विंटर, तो माइल्ड में भी तो हो सकता है कि ना होता हो, क्या पता एक्सट्रीम विंटर्स में ही होता हो.
ओके सर,
वो तो नेचर ऑफ स्पोर्ट है.
ओके,
एंड जो स्पोर्ट अगर होगा माइल्ड विंटर, क्या करना है उसने? जर्सी पहन के थोड़ी जाना है. एक स्पोर्ट मीन्स व्हाट? इट विल हैव सम फॉर्म ऑफ कंपटीशन, लाइक extreme winter sports is a category of sports. If you would have seen ये स्लेजिंग होता है, वो उसमें बैठ के कनाडा में टाइप्स का होता है, तो they'll just go, 2 people will be sit or 4 people are 4-5 people are there, they'll be sitting and वो ऐसे ऐसे घूम घूम के नीचे जाता है, वो downhill types. There are different kinds of sports. Skiing, right? Skiing extreme winter sport. ये डर्ट बाइक्स का जो होता है वो पहाड़ों पे ऐसे ऐसे चढ़ते हैं, वर्टिकल क्लिफ एंड they are all extreme sports. What is the category of the sport? Extreme sports.
Okay.
Right? So
Yes, sir.
that is the nature of the sport. The word extreme does not have the kind of meaning which you feel it has, in the sense that you are saying that if I remove extreme, then the nature of the statement will change. No, because that is the nature of the sport, which we don't know. And yes, the good thing about your processing was you linked it with the first statement, which talked about Ladakh. Now, what you have to judge is whether there is extreme winter in Ladakh or not. Had I said this about Kerala, obviously it would be wrong. Why?
Okay.
Not because it is extreme winter sport or what, but because Kerala and Ladakh will not go together. In Kerala will not have extreme winter. So that linking was great. That is right. Right? So you took the context of Ladakh and then you said, okay, it's an extreme winter in Ladakh. There can be extreme winter. So true. Right? There is a reason to say it is true. If I don't give Ladakh, if I don't give the second statement, or even if I give the second statement, I just say it is an extreme winter sport in India. I have not said it is in Ladakh or not. Then what will you say? True or false?
False, sir. Particular India, I would go for false. But now, if someone asks me for Ladakh, I'll go for true.
No, but if it is in Ladakh, then what is the problem with India?
Okay.
India, then you will say whether India can have extreme winter sports or not.
India
Right?
can have.
India can have. Why? Because infrastructure is there. The physical geography also supports that. So for saying no, you will not know directly that it is an extreme winter sport or not, but you can judge, do we have the physical geography to support extreme winter sports? Do we have the infrastructure to support extreme winter sports? If everything is okay, then what is the problem?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right? So the
Yes, sir.
statement, these are the reasons for making it false. We don't have the geography to have extreme winter sports. This is a good reason to make it false, yes. Because that is the assumption. These are the assumptions of the statement, right? That we have the geography, we have the infrastructure, we have the players, right? We can administratively conduct it. These are all assumptions for the statement. If they are true, then the statement is true. If anything is false, then it is false, right?
Yes, sir.
Do you all agree for all these three statements that they are unpreparable and that is why all of them will be true? Give me a thumbs up if yes. Right? So I think everybody agrees. Great. So this was a technique that is called has to be correct. Simple sa naam hai, HTBC has to be correct. These acronyms you'll find in my course just because we don't want to take the long name every time. Okay, HTBC in my videos also you'll find HTBC bol raha hai, WHH would have heard bol raha hai, WHM words have meaning, names have meaning, wo sab hai. So this is the first acronym. Write down HTBC has to be correct. Okay. What does it say? If you have an unpreparable fact, write down unpreparable plus factual, unpreparable plus factual plus formal is equal to true. वो उसके ऊपर भी है, अलमारी के ऊपर देखें. Is equal to true, correct. Okay, this has to be correct. Opposite to this, now coming to the context of our exam, opposite to this, if we have any statement which requires specialist information to take a call on, Chadar trek is in Ladakh, it does not require specialist information, it is just a statement, plain statement of fact, right? It's the same for everyone, whether it's a chartered accountant or a Sanskrit graduate. It's a plain statement, equally level playing for everyone, right? But in the context of our exam, I told you, I began this lecture with level playing field. The level playing field will always be maintained. When you have HTBC kind of facts, why are they true? Because these are unpreparable, formal, and they're equally difficult and unknown for everyone. They're equally difficult and unknown for everyone, right? If somebody is a winter sports player and all, for them, okay, it might not be that kind of unknown, but then those are very few exceptions. UPSC will go for general category. Most of the students, what will be, shocking or what will be new for most of the students rather than just few students. So they will naturally mark it true out of knowledge. But those who don't know, for whom it is a shocking statement, everybody equal kind of shock. So true, it is true for everyone, right? Level playing field. This statement maintains a level playing field, right? But in our exam, if UPSC gives some statement which only chartered accountants will know, or some economist will know, or some scientist, science biotech student will know, those kind of statements are giving undue advantage, unfair advantage to those specific graduations. Yes or no? Right? Those kind of statements are taking away the level playing field nature of the exam, right? It will be advantageous to some and disadvantageous to others. These kind of statements are false. Why is it false? Because if they give these statements as true, then only the specialists can mark them as true and everyone else will be at a disadvantage. So unfair ho gaya game, right? But if they make it false, then the specialist will naturally make it false because usko pata hai, but baki students bhi usko false kar denge because they understand that this is a generalist exam and it's not a specialist exam, and specialist facts should not be asked in this exam. If they are asked, they should be false for this reason, to maintain level playing field. Level playing field will be maintained when specialist facts are given as false and not as true. Do you get it? Give me a thumbs up if you get it.
So can
Right.
you repeat the last line you said?
I said if specialist, the level playing field nature of the exam will be only maintained if specialist facts are given as false and not as true. So that means if you identify a specialist statement in exam, it will be false. It will be false, right? These are called deep facts or specialist facts. This is what I mean by deep facts. Okay. So deep facts should be false. Write down deep facts. Deep facts. DEEP FACTS. Deep facts equals to specialist information. Equals to specialist information. Equals to will disturb level playing field if true. Equals to will disturb level playing field if true. Equals to will be given as false. Will be given as, thus will be given as false. In bracket you write only when incorrect, level playing field will be maintained. Only when incorrect, level playing field will be maintained. Give me a thumbs up if you have written this. And if you understand and agree with this, give me a thumbs up. Perfect. Perfect. Right? So we have so far seen two principles. The root is the same. What is the root? Level playing field, right? Level playing field. When we are talking of the non-standard information, there are two kinds of terms which I will be very frequently using, whether you see my YouTube videos, you know, the ones which I make for the general people, untrained, like normal, who have not purchased the course, or for trainees of ET, the paid course, I will be using the terms standard fact and non-standard fact. Write down standard facts and non-standard facts. Every information, every fact, every statement, every question will fall either in standard fact category or in non-standard fact category. Okay? Either in standard fact or in non-standard fact. What is a standard fact? Standard facts are those which are fully solvable. Write down. Standard facts are those which are fully solvable from standard books. In bracket, write down NCRT, mainly NCRT, PYQs, reference books where needed. Reference books where needed, and current affairs awareness, not in-depth knowledge, just awareness, basic awareness of current affairs. That's all. Do you get it? Do you understand what are standard facts? Give me a thumbs up if you understand and agree. Standard facts are those which are fully solvable from our standard books, means we can prepare them, right? Yes, great. In exam, about 30 odd questions roughly on an average are in this category. Roughly 30 odd questions. Sometimes for some people it may go to 40, 35, for some to 20, 25, depends on the preparation. But generally we can say on an average around 30 questions are in this category, standard facts, right? Now, standard facts means knowledge. You are able to solve those questions fully via knowledge, but the nature of civil services as a career is not knowledge heavy. When I say it is not knowledge heavy, I mean that you will be expected, when you join the services, you will be expected to deal with every challenge that the country faces. Every single challenge that the country faces, you will be expected to deal with it. Yes or no? We cannot foresee the nature of the challenge that we will see tomorrow in the service. We cannot foresee. So there is randomness in the challenges part. We can't foresee what challenges the country will face tomorrow. So there is randomness, but we must have the ability to deal with every challenge the country faces. So what does it mean? It means this is a career which requires more of common sense and self-belief, self-faith, trust on yourself, on your judgment, than just your knowledge. Knowledge is important. That is why 30% of the paper is based on knowledge. But 70% is not just based on knowledge. That means logical thinking is, some form of logical thinking is required in 70% of the paper. So why is UPSC doing that? Because the challenges are unknown. If it is just knowledge, why is university exam not having these kind of questions, random questions? Why is university exam not having that? Because that is not the objective of the exam. University exam will only come from the syllabus. And this exam questions will not come from the syllabus because you are required to do everything tomorrow. This is the reason why random questions are asked in this exam. And this is the reason why random questions will always be asked in the exam in a more weightage, 70%, like more than knowledge, the weightage will always be of these random questions. Give me a thumbs up if you understand and agree. Give me a thumbs up if you understand and agree. Right? Great. So this is the reason why logical thinking becomes important, because that is what is being tested. Prelims tests that, mains tests that, and interview is all about your mind, logical thinking. How well do you think? What is your personality? They don't care about what you know or what you don't know. They care about how you think, right? So this whole exam process is based on that, and that is the reason why prelims begins with this system of more than 70% questions coming from logical thinking part. Now, and these are the 70% questions which we call as non-standard. So the first set, 30 odd questions, fully knowledge based questions, I told you they are called standard fact questions. Standard fact questions. Ideally, we should not need elimination in those questions. Although in many questions, elimination does help if you have practiced well enough, but we are not counting those as part of elimination. Elimination is not responsible for solving those questions. Elimination should be adopted for solving the 70% odd questions, and that also where the knowledge part is taken care of. In some questions, knowledge can be expected. That knowledge you have to know, but beyond the knowledge, which knowledge cannot help, there our course is designed to help. Okay, that is why intense practice of PYQs is needed. That is why you need to do those questions multiple times. You have to do them 10 times. From 2011 till 2023, 1300 questions are there. 10 times you have to do, and every time you see a question repeatedly, second time, third time, fourth time, you'll be able to see new dimensions, new layers. There are layers in a question. First time, kuch cheez dikhega. Once you practice all the questions, then second time when you come after all practicing all of that, you'll be able to see some new layers. Then third time, again some new deeper layer. Right? So it comes with time and it comes with practice. Everything cannot be taught in the course. But my job is to just make you aware so that you can practice, ask your doubts, and repeat the cycle. Make mistakes, ask your doubts, and repeat the cycle. Making of mistakes is the most important step in learning our style of elimination. If you won't make mistakes, I'm guaranteeing you, you'll make them in exam. You will either make a mistake in exam or now make them now. You will not. If you make them now, you will not make them in exam. Okay, that's how it works. So all 100 questions divided into standard and non-standard. Standard questions are those which are fully solvable via knowledge, around 30% questions. 70% questions are those which may require knowledge plus something, or maybe purely common sense questions. These are called non-standard questions, and for these our course exists. Whatever we discuss, all the techniques are only for these questions, ideally only for these questions. I told you two techniques already. one is HTBC in the non-standard question category. One is HTBC, has to be correct. Which kind of statements will be correct? I've given you examples. And the other technique, the theory, I've told that deep facts are incorrect because deep facts are deep information which only specialists will know. We are all generalists. The people who give this exam are all generalists. We will not know those deep facts, so those are incorrect because it will disturb the level playing field, right? I'll give you some examples here. Chadar trek is 105 kilometers long. This is the HTBC, has to be correct statement. When I say Chadar trek started with 100 kilometers, it was made 102 kilometers, started with 100 kilometers in 1951, it was made 102 kilometers in 1980 and in 105 kilometers in 2005. It becomes a specialist information. Do you see the change in tone of the statement? Can you see the change in tone of the statement? Chadar trek started with 100 kilometers in 1951 and was changed to 105 kilometers in 2005. Who will know this fact? There's a huge difference between Chadar trek is 105 kilometers long and giving the fact that it started in 1951 with X and changed to 105 in Y year. I am talking from the angle of our exam now, not your friend telling you this, not that. From the angle of our exam, this is a deep information which only some specialist who has taken that or who is passionate itna about Chadar trek ki wo uska history janta hai. Only that person will know this. Yes or no? We as journalists will not know. So it becomes a deep fact from the angle of our exam, and deep facts are incorrect. So this fact which I told will be incorrect. In exam, you will mark it incorrect because it is a deep fact. Do you understand and agree? Give me a thumbs up. Right? So before moving to the next techniques, if anybody wants me to repeat anything which I have told till now, let me know. Raise your hand and please tell me what you want me to do. Nothing? All right. Okay. Then some other basic things are there. The first is if something is unknown, if some question is about, maybe some technology, in the answer, in the statements which are given, if the statements are related to that technology, then only it will be correct. If it is not related, it will not be correct. Simple. This is the technique called related, not related. Related, not related. In order for any statement to be correct, it first must be at least related to the question. Simple baat hai, right? If it is not related to the question, it will not be correct. बात खत्म. ठीक है? एग्जाम्पल दूंगा, लेकिन अभी बस इतने में मेरे को बताओ कि समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा है. राइट? रिलेटेड, नॉट रिलेटेड. RNR. Okay. Another technique is words have meaning, names have meaning. Now, some random question is given to you. We have no idea about what it is asking, but the terms of the question, what the question is about, that is processable. Biofilters. There was a question on biofilters in 2023. So naturally, हमको नहीं पता statements का correctness है कि नहीं correctness है, लेकिन at least we can infer what would biofilter be. It's a filter, means some kind of filtration it is doing based on biological mechanism. That is the meaning of biofilters, and based on this, we'll read the statements. Now, if it is saying biofilters and in the statement it is saying something like inorganic thing or plastic thing or artificial thing is there, naturally it will be wrong because that inorganic plastic statement is not related to biofilters, right? Do you get it? Give me a thumbs up. If you get it, give me a thumbs up. Yes, exactly. Right? So words have meaning, names have meaning, related, not related. These are all very simple, commonsensical things, but just to make you aware, I've told you this because in case you buy the product, there's a, or the full course for that matter, or if you see my YouTube videos, related, not related, words have meaning, all of these terms I use, so you'll be able to understand those. Okay. ET research channel also is there. In that I've just given these tags RNR, WHM I've used for the question, so you'll be able to understand what those tags are for, right? So this that. Otherwise, pretty commonsensical, nothing technical in them. Okay, so RNR, WHM, HTBC, okay, refract ho gaya. Okay, for now, let me just stick to these. Okay, there is one more technique which I want to do before ending today's class, that is called standard fact usually wrong, SFUW. Just this technique we'll discuss, but first I want to practice a few questions so that what we have learned so far, it just consolidates in our mind. And because this technique is about standard fact questions, I told you the ETs are ideally about non-standard questions. When I say standard fact usually wrong, so this technique SFUW is naturally about standard fact questions, which is not the primary objective of our course. But I told you that our techniques do help in the standard fact questions also. How it helps, I'll tell you later. Okay, Samakshi, please remind me before ending today's class. I'll just discuss SFUW also. Right?
Yes.
Okay, open your 2023 paper. Open your 2023 paper. Okay. Just a sec. Okay, come to question number 96. Come to question number 96. Question number 96. Are you there? Can we start? All right. Amisha, please read the question.
Consider the following statement in respect of 44th Chess Olympiad 2022. First, it was the first time that Chess Olympiad was held in India. Second, the official
धीरे स्लो इतना तेज पढ़ोगी तो एग्जाम में फिर दिक्कत होगी. एक एक करके बताओ. Okay, it was the first time that Chess Olympiad was held in. थोड़ा स्लो पढ़ो. हाँ, next second statement.
The official mascot was named Thambi.
Okay.
Third
Next.
state, the trophy for the winning team in the open section is the Vera Menchik Cup.
Good.
The trophy for winning team in women's section is the Hamilton Russell Cup.
Great. Now tell me, is it a standard or a non-standard question? How many of you feel it is a non-standard question? Give me a thumbs up. How many of you feel it is a non-standard, unpreparable, random question? Give me a thumbs up. Great. It is indeed a non-standard question. Let us talk about the first statement. How many of you feel, okay, Amisha, tell me, what is your processing of the first statement?
So it is a factual question.
Statement.
Yes, sir. A
The first one.
factual statement ki it has happened first time in India. And when I attempted this question, actually, that time India was hosting in Chennai. That was in current affair also. When I was giving the prelims, so it was in my mind कि हाँ ये हुआ था and India has hosted Chennai, but I was not aware of the fact कि वो first time था, whether it's first time or not.
Okay, so what do you do?
But I consider that statement to be true.
Why?
मैंने पढ़ा था जितना whatever I was able to recall from current affairs, because India was preparing for this event from very long time to held it. So I considered कि true होगा.
Yes. So what you did was, even if this statement is not really a traditional kind of current affairs which we prepare for this exam, but still you said that it is a true statement because you don't have a reason to doubt its correctness. It's a very random kind of statement. Can we say it is an HTBC statement? You used HTBC, has to be correct in this statement. Can we say that? Give me a thumbs up if everyone agrees it's a HTBC statement. Has to be correct statement. This statement cannot be wrong because it's a formal official statement, unpreparable. Just like Chadar Trek is an extreme winter sport in India, right? Okay. Similarly, the second statement, we will not know about it. Exactly same processing of the second statement. The official mascot was named Thambi. We have no reason to believe it was not Thambi, right? So HTBC again, give me a thumbs up if you agree it is HTBC, the second statement, right? Yes, 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 yes. Very good, very good. Now, look at the third and the fourth statements. Both the statements are talking of the same thing. They are talking of the same thing, that is names of trophies. Names of trophies, right? Yes or no? They are exactly similar in this aspect. At least two statements UPSC has invested out of 4 for one thing. Names of trophies, right? What was the need for UPSC to do this in this question? Because if it wanted to do HTBC, it would have just stopped at the third statement. The third statement is equally, like, giving two statements of the same kind is not really adding more weight to the question. It's just duplicating what is given in the third statement, right? Because both are unpreparable. Is it adding any more difficulty or adding any new information which it is testing? Give me a thumbs up if you agree that the fourth statement is otherwise just a added baggage and it is not adding to the weight, actually heft of the question in terms of making it more difficult. It's not making it more difficult. It's just a duplicacy of the third statement. Had the fourth statement not been there, still the question would have remained equally difficult. Give me a thumbs up if you agree. Yes, yes, right. But UPSC did not do that. Had it given just one statement, HTBC, okay, how do we know what is the name of the trophy, right? If we don't know if it was the first time held in India, this was the surface level fact, right? First time held in India. Certainly we will not know what is the name of the trophy, which is a deeper fact than this one, the first one. Certainly we will not know that. So HTBC तो वो और ज़्यादा होगा. But दो statement invest कर दिया एक ही जैसे में. When this is the case, generally UPSC का mind में कुछ चल रहा होता है. Okay, if UPSC is investing, like talking about the same kind of thing or theme in two statements in a multi-statement question, why will it do that? If it is an unpreparable question, is there any sense in making both the statements true or both the statements false? Is there any sense in doing that? There is no sense, because दोनों को ही true करना होता. If it wants to give both as correct or both as false, then what is the need of giving that duplicate statement? If it is giving that duplicate statement, the best combination is one is true, another is false. If you understand this, if it is giving a duplicate statement, one should be true, highest chance. I'm not saying always this will be the case. Generally, I'm saying just the mind of UPSC. Just understand the examiner's mind. If the examiner, if you are the examiner, you are making a question, you have invested two statements out of 4 in the same kind of theme, same kind of fact, and it's unpreparable. Both are unpreparable. There is no fun in giving both as true or both as false. What will make it actually difficult is one is true, another is false. Which one is true, which one is false? मैं उस पे नहीं आ रहा हूँ. Just the principle that I'm talking about right now. One should be true, another should be false. Do you agree? Do you understand and agree? Give me a thumbs up. Nishant, Anmol, Vijay. Yes, most of you agree, right? Those of you who are not responding, I'm assuming that you agree with it. right? If you don't respond, please give me that face emoji. I'll repeat whatever you feel you don't understand. Vijay, tell me what don't you understand? What is it you don't understand, Vijay?
Sir, I feel that statement 3 and 4 can be interchanged.
Don't come to that point. First, let us agree on the principle. Interchange hai ki nahi, that's a different story. First, the principle that I told, that if UPSC is investing two statements in the same kind of fact or same kind of theme, there is no point in giving both true or both false. It should be one true, one false. Do you agree with this or not? This is the principle.
Yes, sir, I agree, sir.
That's all. This is the principle. Okay. On this, I have a full class in the short course, full 1 hour class, right? Otherwise, also I just told this so that even if you don't buy the course, you can solve any kind of multi-statement question. Okay, that is my objective. So I told you this. So yahan pe, this is the thing which you will notice. Now, even if we don't know which statement is true, which statement is false in this combination, still we can arrive at the answer, because 1 and 2 are true for HTBC, and 3 and 4, 1 true, 1 false. So overall 3 true and 1 false. So answer will be okay, 1 true, 1 false. Answer should be Charlie in this case. Ideally, answer should be Charlie in this case. But in this question, there is another layering. Okay, that is what UPSC has changed. Otherwise, generally, when this situation is there, 1 true, 1 false hota hai. Answer aa jayega usse. In this particular question, there is a layering, and that layering is open section ka naam. Words have meaning. Okay, names have meaning, words have meaning. Just notice this. Open section means male and female both can compete, right? And women's section means only women will compete, right? If it is a women's section cup, the name should be only female. Yes or no? Yes or no? Give me a thumbs up if you agree. If it is only for women, the name should be just female, feminine name. And if it is open cup, then it will not be just male, just female, but it should be, ideally, it should be male and female, two names, right? Now see the statements. And this is the level of attention which you will need to give in the exam. Just see the attention, okay? Vera Menchik is one name. Vera Menchik, first name, surname. Vera is first name, Menchik is surname. Look at Hamilton Russell, the dash between Hamilton Russell. Right? What does that mean? If it is a dash, normally it means that two different people, these are two different names, right? Probably one male, one female, and going with the open cup. Open cup. So open cup should be Hamilton dash Russell. And the female women's section, Vera Menchik, that's okay. Right? This is the level of attention of reading the statements in the exam. This will not come unless you have practiced questions 10 times, made thousands of mistakes. I just asked for 300 mistakes. Make 300 unique mistakes. I have made thousands of mistakes. Okay. I'm just asking you people to make 300 unique mistakes, record every single mistake, the reason and what you learned, and just revise that every time you practice. Twice a day before sleeping at night, and before you start your practice next day, revise your list of mistakes. You will be able to do it 10 times. If you do the whole 1300 questions, you'll be able to see these, right? But otherwise, I'm saying without doing this exercise, very difficult to see this in the exam. Okay. So there are generally this kind of framing should be one true, one false. But in this, there is an additional layer of words have meaning. There's an additional layer, and that is the reason why both are going false. Otherwise, the answer should be Charlie. Because both are false, we will mark the answer as bravo, only two. Do you understand and agree? Give me a thumbs up. Arya, doubt, please.
Sir, I understood third and fourth statement, but for the first statement, suppose like in 2022 this chess Olympiad took place, so it will become an important news in that year, right?
No.
So
No. Important news for whom? Chess enthusiasts or for all Indians?
no, first time if it is chess Olympiad, so so if I was attending, I would be thinking that I should be knowing whether it is first or second. So
Do you know
will
when
it
was
become a
the-
standard fact?
Do you know when was the first Carom Olympiad happened in India?
No.
Why? If you feel you should know for chess, you should know for Carom also, not because you are stressing on first. You are not stressing on chess.
Okay.
You are stressing, you are taking this call based on first. Anything happening for the
Yes.
first time, you should know. That is what you're saying.
Yes.
But for this exam, how do you have to judge it? Whatever is preparable and relevant for our syllabus, only those things you have to know. You can't know everything, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yes. This is the reason why, even if it says first time, but it is talking of a otherwise unimportant thing, which is chess.
Okay.
So more likely it is HTBC rather than what you are saying ki you would have heard. Now this is another technique. Would have heard. WHH is another technique. What is that technique? When something is talking of the statement which is saying is talking of something of a huge important nature, which we should have known because we are students of civil services exam, we should have known, that becomes a would have heard statement. We would have heard of it. If we have not heard of it, then that statement is false. Then that statement is false if we have not heard of that statement. Because why is it false? Because it's an important part of syllabus and we would know of it.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
For example, India conducted the first nuclear conference in 2023. The first UN nuclear conference in 2023. This is the statement which UPSC gives, for example, next year. Is it not an important part of the syllabus? Nuclear conference, disarmament. Important. First nuclear conference, whatever nature it is. I'm not even saying UN. I'm saying first nuclear conference. Whatever nature is there of nuclear conference, we would have heard of it, right?
Yeah, right.
If it is a global, even NGO nature. But if it is a global, we would have heard of it.
Yes.
But we didn't hear. So this would have heard technique requires confidence in your preparation. Requires you to believe that you have read whatever is important and worthy of reading.
Okay.
And you know, this is the problem with knowledge heavy mindset. Those students who feel that, you know, only what I have heard is true and what I have not heard is false, they are falling in that trap. So they'll go for every information that comes their way and they will not be able to consolidate what they have read. They'll only be running forward without consolidating what they have read. So they'll always be under stress, under pressure. They'll remember, okay, they'll scratch their head in exam. Okay, I've heard or not heard or what, you know. Even for simple standard fact questions, they'll be doubtful. How is that doubt removed? When you know to what extent you have to study, when you know only these are the kind of things which you have to study, you will be able to study them more number of times and you will not waste your time on unnecessary things like Chadar Trek or 44th Chess Olympiad. You will not waste your time on this. You'll use this time on consolidating what is doable. UPSC, what does it expect? Whatever a 21-year-old first-time student can do in 1 year, that is the level of knowledge UPSC expects.
Yes.
If that student can't do something, you don't have to do it. That's it. And that judgment will come when you practice the ET which I've taught you. Just look at your way of looking at the question will change.
Okay.
You have to distance yourself from the question. If you just, you know, attach to the question, you will not be able to see it like a landscape. You have to distance yourself from the question. Look at it like you look at a landscape. Right? Then you'll be able to judge whether something is preparable or not preparable and judge it from the angle of that 21-year-old first-timer student. If he can prepare, you should prepare. If he cannot prepare, you don't need to prepare. Simple.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
So can I move ahead? Give me a thumbs up if I can move ahead. Right? All right. Come to question number 59. Question number 59. Okay. सामाक्षी चलो तुम करो.
Yes, sir. Am I audible clearly?
Yeah.
Consider the following statements regarding mercury pollution.
Hmm.
Gold mining activity is a source of mercury pollution in the world.
Hmm.
Second, coal-based thermal power plants cause mercury pollution. Third,
Hmm.
there is no known safe level of exposure to mercury.
Right.
So, sir, the first statement is there is no way to refute it. मतलब possible है कि हो सकता है.
Hmm.
Gold mining activity is a source of mercury pollution. Possible है.
Hmm.
Coal-based thermal power plants cause mercury pollution. It's more मतलब थोड़ा और standard है. More formal statement
Hmm.
and more determined, like
Hmm.
compared to first statement or formal ज़्यादा. So
Hmm.
I would again say that this is true.
Okay. Hmm.
And so the third statement, there is no known safe level of exposure to mercury. This is something I have read.
Okay.
That mercury, even slightest of exposure, can be harmful.
Okay.
So I would say all three are true.
All three are true. Okay. Doubts? Samakshi is saying all three are true. Anybody, any doubt in any statement? All of you agree with Samakshi? Is she so mind-blowing that you all agree with her? Okay, PD. Statement 3. Ashish, okay. What is the doubt?
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Sir, the second statement is like it denotes some specific knowledge
Hmm.
because coal-based power plants, like or the mining activities, they release carbon more, and mercury, it is not related to that element. So
How do you know?
I think
Do you know it? Do you know this?
no, we don't know, but still, again, it denotes some like we should have that specific knowledge that it must be correct.
Again,
So
you are conflicting the HTBC principle. If you don't know, and if it is random, it should be true. It will be false if you say you would have heard of it. Do you say that you would have heard of mercury if it was released from power plant? You would have heard of it. Are you saying that?
no, not that.
So you are not saying you would have heard. So if you would not have heard, that means it is unpreparable.
Yes, it is
Then why are we
unpreparable,
saying it's false?
but still, then again, so like it is not, because it is not related. Like you said, words have meaning. So
Yes.
coal plants basically they release like carbon related pollution.
Basically, they release.
Yes.
Right? You tell me, mercury pollution. Have you heard of mercury pollution?
Yes.
In any way, you have heard, right? Can
Yes.
we say, if you have heard, if I have heard, we are all generalists. Can we say, if we have heard of something, then it's a common pollutant? Can we say that?
Yes.
Can we say that it's a common pollutant?
Yes.
Yes, right? It's a common pollutant. If it is a common pollutant, it will be common if it has common and proliferated sources. Yes or no?
Yes.
If it has only very specific source, then it will not be a common pollutant, then it will be a localized polluting agent. It will not be a common pollutant. Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
We have all heard of mercury pollution. There's a whole Minamata disease, Minamata convention, and otherwise also we know mercury pollution CFL mein hota hai, and you know that gas vapor and all of that. Problem hai, right? We have heard of it. So it has to have multiple sources. That is why it is common. Otherwise it will not be common. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
If it will have multiple sources, here it is talking of coal-based thermal power plants. Are they something specialized and narrow, or are they very proliferated and they are all over the country?
They are proliferated. Like,
Proliferated. So should a common pollutant, does it not have a chance that it will be from coal-based thermal power plant?
it has, sir.
It has a chance. And we don't have clear knowledge that it is not produced. Yes or no? So
Yes.
the assessment that we have, it is favoring the truth, the true part of the statement than the false part.
Yes.
We don't have a reason to say it is false, right? But we have this reason and solid reason from our syllabus angle that it could be true, right?
Yes.
So better to mark it true.
Okay.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Also, read the statement carefully. It says coal-based thermal power plants cause mercury pollution. They are the only source. ऐसे नहीं लिखा हुआ है. It just says they cause mercury pollution, right?
Yes.
इसका opposite क्या होगा? Coal-based thermal power plants do not cause mercury pollution, right?
Yes.
It's a simple plain statement. The opposite of this statement will be coal-based thermal power plants do not cause mercury pollution, right? If I give you this statement, both statements are there. One says it causes, another says it does not cause. Which one requires more knowledge? It causes or it does not cause? Which one requires more knowledge?
It does not cause.
It does not cause. And we don't have that knowledge. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So it does not cause requires more knowledge. That means this is a deeper fact than it causes, right?
Yes, sir.
And one of these has to be true because these are antagonistic. One of these surely has to be true, right?
Yes, sir.
So if we can't say it does not cause, better to say it causes. Devil and the deep sea, you have to pick one. Go for that. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Look at the first statement. The first statement says gold mining activity. Now this is the randomness. In the previous question, I told when two statements are talking of the same theme, which seems to be the case in this question also. Two statements talking of source of mercury pollution. One true, one false. Ideally, this should have happened, right? This should have happened. Do you agree? Do you understand? Give me a thumbs up. या सब के ऊपर से जा रहा है. अगर ज्यादा हो रहा है तो फिर थोड़ा पीछे रहता हूँ. Okay. Ideally क्या होना चाहिए? Two statements are talking of the same thing. Source of mercury pollution तो one true होना चाहिए, one false होना चाहिए. लेकिन there is, मैंने क्या बोला था? Processability है in statements में. Just like the layering in that Veramanchik cup, there is a layering of words have meaning. In this statement, it says gold mining activity is a source. A source. It is not saying the source. It is not saying the only source. It is saying a source. A means a and the articles. There is a boy in our class. A boy, कोई भी boy, right? या तो one होगा, there is one boy. या there is a boy who brings good drawings, for example. तो कोई boy, right? The meaning is soft. It's not hard. Hard will mean it is the source. The source means यही source है और कोई source नहीं. तो फिर would have heard. Had it said it is the source of ये pollution, mercury, फिर तो पता होना चाहिए because mercury pollution is an important part of syllabus. पढ़ते हैं. तो अगर यही होता, the source होता, तो सुना होता भाई, पता होता. Would have heard. Yes or no? Give me a thumbs up if you agree. Face emoji if you don't or you have a doubt. Right. You agree. Right? I'll give one more statement. Okay. The wala statement में prove करने के लिए. I'll just give one more statement. It's not a multi-statement question. It was a two-statement question, but some older here. But I'll just prove my point through it. This was asked in 2017. Okay, this statement which I'm going to share just now was asked in 2017, and I'm sharing it in your free ET channel now. Okay. This was question number 53 of series A paper of 2017. This is the first statement of that question. It was a two-statement question. Look at what it says. Sautantrika and Samitya were the sects of Jainism. Were the sects of Jainism. The sects of Jainism. Means there were no other sects. These were the, what is hidden? Only. When the word the is there in this context, means these were the only sects of Jainism. Do you get that? The sects means these were the sects and there was no other sect. But Shwetambar, Digambar, ये तो सुना होता है ना, पता होता है. So how could these be the only sect? Had it been Sautantrika and Samitya were sects of Jainism or are sects of Jainism, HTBC has to be correct. We can't prepare it. We can't prepare it. To say these are not sects of Jainism requires deep knowledge. So we can't say they are not sects. So had it said Sautantrika and Samitya were or are sects of Jainism, true. But they are the sects of Jainism, false. Would have heard. And what have we heard? We have heard something else. Shwetambar, Digambar. Maybe उनके अंदर और होंगे, लेकिन these were the sects of Jainism. ये तो बात गलत हो गई. Do you understand this? Give me a thumbs up if yes. Face emoji if no, and or if you have doubt. Kunal, doubt please. The doubt should not be from English grammar. That will be out of scope of this class. What is the doubt? You want me to repeat it? See, the point is, it is when you say the is very specific. We are using grammar articles, a and the. Okay, where do you use a, where do you use and, where do you use the? When you are talking of articles, the means specific. The means the only. So these were the sects of Jainism. No, because we would have heard of it. Jainism we read. But had it said, just like ये क्या था? Gold mining is a source. The source नहीं बोल रहा है. A source of pollution. So one of the many sources. A means one of the many. So true. Had it said the source, would have heard. Gold mining, false. The source, false. A source, true. So this is why even when two statements are talking of the same thing, still we processed individually the statements and we could make some sense, right? So don't be mechanical. When I say two statements similar, one true, one false, you can't be mechanical in it. Everything has to have sense. Everything should have logic. Everything should have reasoning. Read the statement slowly, and that is why reading the statement slowly is important. Look for the basic information first, which is names have meaning, words have meaning, related, not related, would have heard. These are the basic level things. These are the ones which you should think first, and then go for the higher order techniques, deep fact, HTBC, all of those. Do you understand? I'll move ahead if you do. Give me a thumbs up. Right? All right. All right. So see, this kind of practice can go on. There's so much variation in UPSC that it's certainly not possible to do it in a 1.5 hours class. We are already nearing 1.5 hours time duration. So I'll move on to the SFUW technique. But these are the techniques which I wanted to tell you. I've told the broad techniques you can practice on your own. Ashish, which question? Statement 3. Okay, there is no known safe level of mercury. Okay. The statement is saying there is no known safe level of mercury pollution. All right. It's a plain statement. It is not having those extreme kind of words. There is absolutely no known safe level. There is, मतलब उस type नहीं है. It's a very plain kind of statement. Like Chadar trek is in Ladakh. It's a plain statement. There is no known safe level of mercury, right? Plain statement. Do you agree? It's a plain statement. The only word is no. There is no known safe level. Do you agree? It's a plain statement. Give me a thumbs up. Okay. Now, just converse, opposite, do the opposite of the statement. There is a known safe level of mercury pollution. There is a known safe level of mercury pollution, this would be the opposite statement. Now you tell me, in civil services exam, do you feel, because generally what do we feel, that there should be some safe level, all pollutants should have some safe level generally, yes or no? Give me a thumbs up. All pollutants should have some safe level. This is the general understanding. Give me a thumbs up. I will want everybody to be on board on this. Right? Yes. If the statement were there is a known safe level of mercury pollution, does it remain a statement worthy of being asked in this exam? Does it remain a statement worthy of being asked in this exam? Give me a thumbs up if you feel yes. Give me a face emoji if you feel no. It will not remain worthy. If it said there is a known safe level, because that is so generic information. That is what we believe, not what we know, what we believe. Is it worthy of being asked in exam? Had it said there is a known safe level, is it worthy? Yes or no? Thumbs up for yes, face emoji for no. I'm waiting. This is crucial. And acha kiya you highlighted this statement. I wanted to come to a judgment for this. It does not remain worthy of being asked in civil services exam because it becomes a stupidly simple statement. This is the another technique which I want to share with you. Stupidly simple. If something is so patently, just saying what we believe, not what we have read, there's a difference. What we believe versus what we read. If something is just repeating what we believe, there is no processing, there is no effort that the statement takes to process. Every single student will mark it true. Whoever has prepared or not prepared, everyone will get biased in that. They will mark it as true because that is what they believe it to be. So there is no point in asking that statement because it is, and if it is true, I'm saying if that is true, then there is no point in asking because that is what we all believe. There's no fun in asking that. But if what we generally believe, if the statement is given opposite to what we generally believe, then yes, there is a point in asking because then it is differentiating whether you can, distance from the question and see that this is what I've seen, but I have not read it. This is what I've seen, but I have not read it. So the statement, if it is such a pedal statement, इतना हलवा statement अगर दे दिया जो बिल्कुल bias mind को bias कर रहा हो, that statement will have some problem. That is why UPSC has given. अगर उसे कोई problem नहीं होती तो उसमें देने का point नहीं है. Can you make sense of what I just said? Give me thumbs up if yes. I'll give you some example also. One more example I'll give of this. Stupidly simple.
So can you summarize it again? Like if a statement is plainly repeating what we believe and it is true.
And if it is given as what we do believe, okay, whatever we believe, the statement is just exactly saying that, then there is no point in giving that statement. Because it's not differentiating, ना ही knowledge test हो रही है, ना ही smartness test हो रही है, कुछ भी तो नहीं टेस्ट हो रहा, वही तो बिलीव करते हैं, वही तो सही करके दे दिया. लेकिन अगर वो स्टेटमेंट वो रिपीट कर रहा है जो हम जनरली बिलीव करते हैं, पढ़ा नहीं है, मैं बार बार बोल रहा हूं, it is not something that we have read, but it is just something that we take for granted and we believe it. अगर उसी को रिपीट कर रहा है वैसे का वैसा, तो उसमें झोल होगा. There should be some problem. That is why it is giving such a plain thing, basic thing. So this is stupidly simple. It's a stupidly simple state. I'll give you one example of that. Okay, one
तो
more
second
example.
case में false होगा ना? अगर if it is stating what we believe but stating it as false, then it is checking whether we are able to.
देखो, the statement, वो वाला statement true होगा जो हमारे belief के opposite होगा, वो true होगा. तो अगर उसने belief वाला ही दिया है तो वो false हो जाएगा because opposite वाला true है. अगर उसने belief का opposite दिया है तो वो true हो जाएगा. Just like this statement, there is no known safe level. This should be true because we believe that there should be a safe level. Had it said there is a known safe level, then false. because that's stupidly simple. Give me a thumbs up if you all agree and understand this, especially the person who asked for the third statement. Everyone, I'll want everyone to respond, please. Give me a thumbs up if you understand and agree with what I said. Right? Vijay, Raj, Kunal. Yes. Okay. Seems to be everybody is on board. Okay. I'll just share one more question with you. One sec. This is the come to question number 42. 42. Question number 42. Okay. The first statement, look at the first statement of this question. The concept of stupa is Buddhist in origin. The concept of stupa is Buddhist in origin. Now, this is what we all believe, that if anyone says stupa, the first thing that will strike us is Buddha, Buddhism, like that. We will not think twice before saying that this is a true statement, because this matches what we believe, what we have generally heard, what we take for granted. But we have not read it, although it is there in the books. I've given the screenshot also of the NCERT part where it mentions that in the ET research channel. But still, I'm just saying, if somebody has not read NCERT with this much concentration and focus, this is a biased statement. This will bias our mind. Everybody who reads this statement, if they are not careful, they will say, okay, yes, this is true. Obviously, they say, obviously this is true, because this is what I have heard, not what I have read. I have heard. So this will make you biased. This statement will match what we feel, what we think is true, but not what exactly is true. वो नहीं सोचेंगे. What we think is true, उसको match कर रहा है. तो ये stupidly simple हो गया. It is playing on our bias. And because it is playing on our bias, and if this statement were true, actually were true, what is the point of giving this statement? Because every Indian knows this. If this were true, what is the point of giving it? Everybody knows it. Why will UPSC waste a statement like this? They could have given something else then, better in this question. Because they chose to give this, there has to be some problem. That is why they gave such a biasing, for granted type of statement. And that is the root of stupidly simple. It is stupidly simple. That's why it is false. It should be false, because otherwise there is no point in giving this statement. Do you get the point? Give me a thumbs up if yes, if you understand, if you agree. Face emoji, don't. Raj, Vijay, Ashish, right? Great. तो बस यही था. अब आ जाते हैं last. This is the last technique, that is SFUW. So I've told you even stupidly simple. I've told you similar statements, one true, one false. I'll come to this SFUW. Okay, standard fact usually wrong. Write down SFUW. Standard fact usually wrong. Okay. Now, this is a technique about standard facts. That means it is not about those 70 non-standard questions. Okay. It is about those 30 standard fact questions, which ideally you should have prepared. Ideally, you should do via knowledge, but for some reason you are not able to, process or do them. For that situation, you have this technique. It's not really a technique. It's just a habit of UPSC. So I call it a hack. It's only a hack. Till now, it seems to be working. That is how UPSC's mind works. It seems to be that case, but it can change anytime. Okay, it can change anytime. That is why I don't say that you should use it, because it is about standard facts. Ideally, you should do it via knowledge. You should not need to use it. But if situation is like that, if you have to take a call, this hack can certainly be of help. Okay. So what it says is, when you have standard facts, matlab preparable facts, which UPSC is asking, very factual nature, means some names are given, some ministry names or some term, some article, constitution article is given, it deals with XYZ, right? Something, when some very preparable and memory heavy fact is given. I'm stressing on preparable and memory heavy. It should be preparable and it should be just testing your memory. No point of testing your caliber as a civil services officer. It doesn't, it doesn't have a weightage of that. It is not testing your caliber as a civil services officer, just testing your memory, whether you remember that fact or not. Okay. GSLV has cryogenic in the 3rd stage or 4th stage, right? PSLV has solid liquid ka, first is solid or second is liquid, or first is liquid, second is solid, third is what, fourth is what, right? That kind of facts, very memory based and not really testing your aptitude or caliber for civil services. When these memory heavy preparable standard facts are asked, these are generally wrong. Generally, usually SFUW, these are usually wrong because they are only testing your memory, and memory is not a benchmark of your caliber as civil services officer. Memory is not a benchmark of your caliber as a civil services officer. So the habit of UPSC has been to give these very memory heavy factish facts. Okay, that's what I mean, just go for the meaning. Factish facts, very memory heavy information basically. Generally it is given as wrong, because if they give it as wrong, it will ease your preparation. You will not need to worry about these kind of facts. You will be more focused on concepts. You'll be more focused on things that really matter. When you know that these kind of facts are generally wrong, you'll not invest your time in mugging up these unnecessary facts. How does it matter if you know the second stage of PSLV is liquid? How does it matter? Right? But it certainly matters that remote sensing satellites are used for what kind, like what is the principle? Why are remote sensing satellites used? For what kind of purposes will they be used? That is certainly important as an officer. But the stage, right, doesn't really matter. So UPSC is kind of giving you that freedom that you focus on the things which really matter and don't worry about these unnecessary kind of facts. We are in any case giving them wrong, right? So it is kind of again leveling the field. Whoever has mugged up a lot or whoever has prepared for a lot of years, they will remember these kind of things better than the first timer, right? That student is going to face more difficulty in remembering these facts. So UPSC is kind of leveling them both by giving these as false. Do you agree? Do you understand? Give me a thumbs up. Right? That's all. That is the principle behind SFUW, standard facts usually wrong. Okay. Now there are certain cases when SFUR, standard facts usually right, also will be there. If it is an extremely important level standard fact which you have to know, for example, Article 14 is about what? DPSP are fundamental to the governance of the country or not? Right to education is what article? Right? These kind of facts. Finance Commission, 13th, 14th, 15th, whatever Finance Commission has recommended what percentage of devolution. These very important facts, they will be repeated every single time these topics are in news. You are expected to know them, because if UPSC gives these as wrong, SFUW, if it says, that right to education is not in DPSP, obviously you'll catch it, right? If it says preventive detention portion is not discussed in fundamental rights part, you'll catch it. It will be easy for you to catch it, right? Because these things have become a part of your DNA. If it says 15th Finance Commission has recommended 10% devolution or 50% devolution to shares, you'll catch it like that, right? So this is the reason why, because you know these facts too well, you're expected to know these facts, and these are important, like from a general educated Indian perspective also, you're expected to know them. So these extremely important level standard facts are given as correct. Generally, they are right. SFUR. These are the right ones. Which ones will be the wrong ones? The mundane, like the unimportant kind of facts, mundane kind of facts, right? Just memory heavy facts. They will be mostly wrong and these will be mostly correct. Do you get the difference? Give me a thumbs up. If you get the difference, give me a thumbs up. Right? So yes, so everybody understands this. Let me just give you some example of SFUW. SFUR, I'll not give any examples. You already understand. I've given you Finance Commission and all of that. You'll understand. And just some SFUW examples I'll give and then we'll wind up for today. Come to question number 51. Come to question number 51. 2023, question number 51. Right? Are you there? Give me a thumbs up. Are you there? Okay. So the first statement, just look at the first statement, right? It says, consider the following statements in relation to Janani Suraksha Yojana. Names have meaning. Janani Suraksha Yojana. So this is a Yojana to protect Janani, which means mother. So this is about protecting the mother, maybe pregnancy related, maybe, infant health and all of that kind of stuff. So that is what names have meaning will tell us, right? Ideally, we should have read about Janani Suraksha Yojana. It's a repeat PYQ also. The scheme also isn't regularly in news, but we can do it like names have meaning. Janani Suraksha Yojana should mean this, right? This is how you solve these kind of questions about schemes, about legislations, all of that. So names have meaning. Okay, this is about Janani protecting the mother. Okay. Look at the first statement. It's a safe motherhood intervention. Yahan tak theek hai. About of the state health departments. It's a safe motherhood intervention of the state health departments. In this statement, there can be no problems in the safe motherhood intervention part because that is what the meaning of the scheme is. It has to be that only. It has to be true. And the only trap, the only fact that is there in this statement is state, right? That could be the trap because it could be either state or what could be the other thing? Center. It could be state or center. That is the only thing that can go wrong in this statement, right? Yes or no? Give me a thumbs up. In this statement, this is the only thing that can go wrong. State or center. That's all. Right? Now, we judge it for its preparability. Is it a preparable statement? Yes, very much. It's a preparable statement. The objectives, who is running, ministries, targets, beneficiaries, eligibility, all of these are very important stuff, important things we study of all schemes. And this is a very famous scheme, important scheme. So very preparable. It's a standard fact statement. Ideally, you should do it via knowledge. But if you don't have knowledge or if you are getting confused, SFUW, we know that standard facts are either usually wrong or right. Is it of the right type, like the Finance Commission devolution part? No, it's not of that important level. It's a mundane kind of standard fact, very factual standard fact. So the chances of it being wrong are higher. It may be true. I'm not saying it will always be true. I told you it's just a hack. It's not a technique. It's just a habit of UPSC. UPSC may give, and it has given, mundane standard facts as true also. But when we don't remember, which we should, this is a tool which you can use to make a judgment. I'm just saying that. Okay. So here, if I don't know, I will take it as false. I personally will take it as false because it's a mundane standard fact, just testing whether it's of the state government or of the central government. And if I just recall Janani Suraksha Yojana, I can just think of Government of India. I don't think of states being mentioned in that context. If states were so important for this, if it was of the state health department, then the editorials, the magazines would have talked of states. But I personally don't recall reading about states that aggressively about this scheme. It is mostly center only that I recall. So I think they have done some error here in terms of replacing center with states. So they have done SFUW, standard fact usually wrong, and I'll negate the statement. I'll negate this statement. Do you see that? Now, in exam, I may be false. I'm again saying it's not a foolproof thing. It's just habit of UPSC. If UPSC, it could have had it given center, then I would have done it true because that is what I recall. Usually center only I recall in the context of this scheme, so I'll make it true. But ideally, that should be via knowledge. Now, I am not a student of this exam anymore, so I don't need to mug these things up, but you do. Right? So how you should do it, that is what I'm telling. If you don't have information or if you are doubtful, SFUW is a better choice in this statement because it's a mundane standard fact, factual standard fact. So I'll go with marking it false. Do you agree and understand? True or false? I mean, give me a thumbs up or face emoji if you don't. Thumbs up if you do. Vijay, doubt.
Sir, the statement 1 is obviously correct, sir.
How is it obviously correct?
So the Janani Suraksha Yojana was implemented by central government, but in collaboration with state health departments only, sir.
But it is not saying in collaboration. It is just saying it's an intervention of the state health department without mentioning anything of the center.
The state government are the implementing body in the states, sir. So state health departments.
So that is what the difference. You are focusing on the partnership of the state governments. I am saying the way in which this statement is written, the tone, what is the tone? It is an intervention of the state health departments with no mention of the center. What you are saying the statement should have read, it is a brainchild of the center with states being primarily the implementing partners. That true?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes.
You are saying this, but
Yes,
it is
sir.
the tone of the statement. You have to go for the tone, right? The tone of the statement is that it's of the states and center has got no role. It is not mentioning center in the way you are assuming it in your mind. Right?
Okay, sir.
That is why I am saying it has a higher chance of being false because that's what the tone of the statement is. Okay.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah, that is the difference. Otherwise, it's a standard fact statement. You should do via knowledge if it is knowledge, and if your knowledge tells you otherwise, great, mark it that way. I'm not saying like it's it's only true or it's only false. I'm not saying. I'm just helping you decide when you can't remember certain fact. Maybe you remember this fact. Tomorrow you may not remember some other fact.
Okay.
So this technique will help. This trick, I mean not trick, hack will help.
Okay, sir. Okay.
That's all. That's all. So guys, that will be all in today's class. It's already 2 hours. I guess it's almost 2 hours. And those are all the techniques which I wanted to discuss. That's it. That's it. Baki practicality of something, desirability of something, common sense, all of that you already know. You'll not have a problem. Grammar I've discussed all that. Whatever are the things which can trouble you, those I've already discussed. And as I told you, this was the first class of the 6 hours course. It was supposed to be of 1 hour, but now it has taken 2 hours. That's all right. But this was the first class. I'll be taking in the, so what we have, the message, the type of statements and not the matter of the statement because it may lead us to confusion. Everything is important, not just the type of statements. Content certainly is important, but you have to judge it whether it is preparable or it is not preparable. Then based on the content, first you will see words have meaning, names have meaning, would have heard, then the facts, STBC, what is the vibe you are getting. The main thing is distancing yourself from the statement, not attaching. Don't just attach to the statements. Just distance yourself from the statement and feel its vibe. Once you feel its vibe, you'll be able to tell, okay, it's a defect, it's a STBC, whatever. This cannot be done in the first go itself. You just heard me say these things. These are theory for you right now. But if your heart says, okay, what I said does make some sense. You go home, you practice. You practice it 4 times, 5 times, 10 times. It will, start to reveal itself. What we did in today's class, you practice just these statements, just these questions only 2 times, 3 times. It will make better sense to you. And then you go for the questions, right? So what I was talking is the short course, it is of 6 hours. The fees is rupees 1000. All those who have paid rupees 50 for registration of this class, I'll return your money. Just message me your payment details. It was just to secure, commitment to this session. Otherwise, people just say they'll come, but they don't like today, right? Most of them didn't come. So I'll return your money. And if you wish to buy the short course, that is for 6 hours, in 6 days, I'll be finishing things up. And I need at least 10 paid students for the short course. If I don't get 10 paid students, then I'll not take that course. So, and that is the constraint in that. If you wish to join the full course, which is rupees 4000, it started on 1st of January. All videos are there. All questions from 2011 till 2023 are covered. Out support, everything is there. Daily, we have classes in that. If you are interested in that, message me regarding that. I'll tell you how it functions, whatever doubts you may be having in the payment things, etc., whatever. So that is all. My only parting message would be, don't just assume that what you have heard today you will remember and it is obvious and makes sense and all of that. Unless you practice, it will not come naturally in exam. You will be doubtful if you don't practice. You will have to practice multiple times the same set of questions. Secondly, do not go for coaching mocks unless you have got confidence in PYQs from 2011 till 2023 at least. If you go for coaching mocks have a different foundation. They don't have to select officers for the country. They have to just give you, make you excited enough that you are only always studying. That's all. They have to earn profits. That is their main motivation. UPSC has got a different motivation. That is why it frames questions in the way it does. The coaching institutes do not have that kind of constraint. It is not thinking from the 21-year-old first-timer student angle. It is thinking actually from 6th attempt and multiple, somebody was done their classes, somebody was read all of that, and that's why so much knowledge heaviness is there in those statements. That will mess your thinking. Do not do coaching mocks until you do PYQs from 2011 till 2020. You should feel comfortable in PYQ, then you do whatever you want, so that you can protect yourself from the bad questions. I'm not saying all questions are bad, but mostly questions are bad. You need to be able to differentiate the good question from the bad question, take benefit from the good questions. Generally, these are the conceptual one, standard fact related questions. Those are good. They're putting in a lot of effort to make those questions to trick you. Those are certainly good. You take benefit from them. But just random fact-based questions, don't worry about those, right? So this judgment will take some time. So don't muddle your thinking with coaching tests right now. If you feel what I shared today makes sense, first do all multi-statement questions from the techniques angle. I'll be putting this video on YouTube also. You can refer it as many times as you want and just keep practicing these multi-statement questions at least, will be good for you. Like you'll be, I can't do it for everything, like 2 statement, 1 statement, all of those questions. It will take a lot of complexity and many layers are there. So that's not feasible to do for a free initiative. But multi-statement questions, certainly what we have discussed today, only these things I'm telling in my course. The only difference is the practice, the doubts support, and regular attending and the discipline of coming to class. That is all. Just these, what I told in multi-statement questions. How many hacks are there? Hacks are just, these are in total just these 7-8 things which I told. That's all. Everything is experience. In one statement questions, things are different. They work differently. If you apply what we read in multi-statement questions, the fundamentals may be same, but your answer will be wrong. One statement questions have a different mindset. They have a different way of approach. So 2 statement questions have a different way of approach. So although these techniques will remain the same in one statement also, in multi-statement, 2 statement also, but you will go wrong if you are doing it without guidance, right? So just stick to multi-statement if you want to just be in the free initiative. just stick with multi-statement questions. There are around 30-35 odd questions which will be asked in exam. You will feel better in exam in these questions. You will be confident, you will be comfortable in those questions if you just keep practicing the PYQs from 2011 till 2023 via the techniques which I've told. Right? If you wish to join the paid course, that of course is an option, and you can message me regarding that. So guys, thank you for joining me today, and I appreciate your time, and I hope you like this workshop. Do share what you feel about this workshop. Do refer your friends if you feel this added value, and that will be great. Signing off, this video will be put on YouTube now. Signing off for now, and thank you. Bye-bye. Take care.
Thank you, sir.